tomorrow will be better. This is a question in mathematics. We are given a function in terms of x and so, and we're asked to find the x and the y intercepts. Follow me, guys. Let me show you what to do. Solution. First things first, what is an x-intercept and what's a y-intercept? An x-intercept is the portion of a graph where the graph touches the x-axis. And then the y-intercept is a portion of the graph where the y touches the y-axis. This is one thing to notice. And it's another thing to note their implications. The implication of the x-axis of the x-intercept is that the y value becomes 0. In other words, at the portion where the graph touches the x-axis, the y-coordinate at that point is 0. And the point at which the y touches, or the graph touches the y-axis, the x-coordinate is 0. With this in mind, we are able to solve this. So, first things first, let our function f of x be equal to y. And then now let's rewrite it as y is equal to 3 to the power x plus 1 minus 4. And now we start with the x-intercept. We will say at x-intercept, y is equal to 0, which means the end of this result should give us a coordinate, and each coordinate has two, or rather a point, and each point has two coordinates, okay? Because we're saying the x-intercept is a point at which the graph touches the x-axis, and that point has two coordinates, an x and a y coordinate. And we just said that the y coordinate at that point should be 0, all right? So we're expecting to have something in x and then 0. This is just for the x coordinate, all right? So let's keep going. So we will say this means 3 to the power x plus 1 minus 4 is equal to 0. We start by sending negative 4 to the other side. We're going to have here x plus 1 is equal to 4. At this point, in my previous video, I said at this point you have to ensure that both bases are the same, are equal. But if they're not equal, do not panic. We're going to introduce the logarithmic function here. If you have issues with this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the comment section, make your case known and I can make a special session for you, all right? So here I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. 3x plus 1 is equal to log of 4. At this point, I'm going to apply an important property of log, which says that log of a to the n is equal to n log of a, all right? That's why in exponential equations, the secret is to have your indices and logarithmic properties offhand, all right? So this is going to mean that all of this index here, I'm going to send it here as a factor. So this means I'll have x plus 1 and then log of 3, which will equal log of 4 to the right side. Now at this point, what I'm having here is like I had a certain a and then b, and I'm trying to isolate a. Why do I just simply divide both sides by b? And that's what I'm going to do now, where in this case our b is log of 3, all right? So I will say divide both sides by log of 3. Log of 3, log of 3, all right? So this will go with this like this, and then on the left side of it we will just have x plus 1 is equal to log of 4 divided by log of 3. At this point, there's only one thing left to do, which is to send the positive 1 to the right side and have just x left alone. So this implies that x is going to be equal to log of 4 all over log of 3 minus 1. And this is the x value. So at the x-intercept, we have the coordinate, this x value here. Let me write it in full. The x value, which is log of 4 all over log of 3 minus 1. And then we have the second coordinate, which is a y coordinate, which is 0. So this is it for the x coordinate, for the x-intercept. Now, at y-intercept, x has to be equal to 0. The same thing we did here for the x-intercept. Now for the y-intercept, x has to be 0. Alright? So we are simply going to come back to y is equal to, which is here, 3x plus 1 minus 4. But in this formula, we will be replacing x by 0 because the portion at which the graph touches the y-axis, the x value at that point is 0. So we will replace x with 0 here. So x equals 0 implies that y will be equal to 3 to the 0 plus 1 minus 4. Here everything is just good because 3 to the power 0 plus 1 is 3 to the power 1, which is just 3. And 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Guys, be very careful. Therefore, at y-intercept, we have the coordinate. The x here is 0 and now the y is negative 1. And that is it. This is how easy it is, alright? So all you have to bear in mind before solving this is what happens at the x-intercept and what happens at the y-intercept. So if you know this, then you're almost done. And this is how easy it is because tomorrow will be better. Guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on TikTok and Messenger because tomorrow has to be better.